what you have before these texts are mostly quotations from Dalzon. Anything that's italicized is actually a quotation. The other is, anything else is commentary. Sometimes it's fairly close commentary from Father Richard. Sometimes I've added something, but I didn't put the actual, the letters from which these came from. I have them if you ever want them, if you ever want them. So this first quotation, I soon enough came to understand that genuine authority, that's to be underlined of course, was exercised neither by the king nor by the assembly. In a society as sick as ours, the only way to exert some real influence is by stepping back and separating oneself from society. And he says, slowly my desires to get involved politically evaporated, and I could only see before me the priesthood. Now, the separation from society, of course, priesthood does represent a separation from society, but he never had in mind the kind of separation from society that you'd see in a cloistered group. He always understood himself to be somebody, a priesthood that would be active. That will come into play more directly when we get to the second part of his vocation. We'll just say that. I mean, his vocation was twofold, right? I mean, he was ordained a priest in 1834, and he began his religious life in 1845. So he had 11 years of priesthood before he began to form a group of men who would become the first Assumptionist religious. So what we're talking about here is his discernment of priesthood. He was living at a time, quote unquote, when everything is unsettled. This is from Dalzon himself. Everything is unsettled, changing, uncertain, and the future is so uncertain and threatened. A society where love is understood only in material terms.
Sounds like
That's
now.
today.
So what he says here is what is needed, this is again his discernment, what is needed is to quote unquote give back to the intelligence of people the strength that they have lost and to repair this moral fatigue that we see in all quarters. The moral fatigue, Al Dalzon understands as a result of the loss of the transcendent, to say moral fatigue is not the moral fatigue that he's attacking directly, but rather he wants to restore the place of God, which in turn would help to regenerate people. His desire, consequently, was to renew, to regenerate society, and the only way he could see to do that was by religion, where, and then this is very important, I think, I discover in the depth of Catholic teaching so much richness, a vitality so great, a life so strong, that I can't imagine how a priest who wants to renew society could find a better help than what he finds in truth itself. What's needed is to, quote unquote, make this light shine before the minds of everyone in the world, to warm them with the rays of the eternal word. So it was the truth that was embodied in the Catholic faith and in the Catholic Church that was going to be the rock solid foundation of his vocation. That's what it's the attachment to that truth which I think more than anything else characterizes the life of his life moving forward for Dalzon. So Dalzon's decision, although he was ordained at the age of 24, it's still true to say that his decision to go to the seminary was the fruit of a long work of discernment, as much intellectual as spiritual, which led him to what he would call an intellectual conversion. I don't know whether we can catch this. Each day, quotation from Dalzon, each day I sense that there is a revolution taking place inside of me. Not from evil to good, though that too is necessary, but in the sense that I am seeing things from a different point of view. So it's important to see that component of Dalzon's conversion. It was the application of his intelligence that was enlightened by faith, enlightened by the teaching of the Church, that he that constitutes, and that was a real conversion in his part, to see things properly, well, truthfully. That was so important.